All right, today I will be refuting the fact that Tom Brady is the most clutch quarterback of all time. All right, so in the world of sports, much controversy arises over who are some of the fastest and strongest athletes of all time. My name is Courtney Rice. I will be refuting the claim of fact that Tom Brady is the most clutch quarterback of all time. Tyler Switzer would have you believe that Tom Brady is the most clutch quarterback of all time. And he has magnificent stats to back that up. That's a fact. Tom Brady has won Super Bowls and been to Super Bowl 7 times. He's won a bunch. We all know that. We all know that, right? He has 4 Super Bowl MVPs. That's amazing. These stats make it pretty tough to refute that he is the most clutch quarterback in NFL history. But I'm going to do just that. The question that any expert will ask is, does Tom win these titles and trophies without tampering and cheating? Bill Belichick and Brady are notorious for some unsavory practices when it comes to winning. Unsavory practices, as in tampering and cheating. Bill Belichick and Brady. Oh, my bad. Lost my spot. All right, here we go. When it comes to winning football games, they are known for Deflategate. You guys all heard about Deflategate, in which Tom was found guilty and had to serve a 4-game suspension. This was during the 2014-2015 season, and the AFC Championship game is when this took place. You guys remember that? 2014-15 season, Tom told the assistant dude to deflate the balls down to 12.5, and they're supposed to be at 13.5. So, as I go on here, it's 12.5 pounds per square inch, unlike the league standard of 13.5 psi. Some tried to brush this off, saying it was the weather and the gas in the balls compressed. You know, they try to say, because, he kind of has like a squeaky clean image. They're the Patriots, America, the whole thing. So, they try to put it on the weather, but we all know better, Upon further investigation, 11 of the Patriots' balls were found deflated. Anyway, this came on the heels of Belichick's Spygate. You remember Spygate, guys? That was when Belichick's staff was literally recording other teams' people, like their offensive coordinators. They use signs to show each other which way to go. And Belichick and his crew was recording them so they could study those signs so they could cheat. They were even hacking people's notes. They use those what are these? Tablets. Hacking tablets. Ridiculous. Anyway, Belichick Spygate. Okay. Where the Patriots were recording the opposition and reading their lips and learning their hand signals, Belichick went so far as to send advanced scouts to the games of their opponents ahead of time so that they could learn their team's defensive signals so they knew what offensive plays to call. Ridiculous. They would send the scouts in with credentials saying Kraft Media. You believe it? You don't work for Kraft? Or Patriot Media, according to ESPN, the magazine. Now, Tom Brady and the Patriots organization will stop at nothing to reach the glorious winner circle. Brady lost Super Bowl, I think it was 2007 and 2008. He lost those back-to-back to Eli Manning and the New York Giants. Now, why would Tom Brady not be able to beat Eli Manning, the brother of Peyton Manning, by the way? Why would he not be able to beat him? Because he's erratic. Some say special. You can't plan for that. You can't cheat for that. Who knows what's going to happen? He's probably the most lucky quarterback on the planet. Can't cheat that guy. God's on his side. That's just, I do that in you. All right, yes, Tom has championships and MVP trophies, an amount of stats, but does he achieve these things without Belichick and tampering, and the tampering of the Patriots organization? The answer is a resounding no. You cannot put Tom Brady on the Cleveland Browns and expect change in that franchise. You can't slap him in the middle of the mess known as the Oakland/Las Vegas Raiders and he produced a championship. According to ProFootballReference.com, there are several current players that have a better pass to catch ratio than Tom Brady. People like Kirk Cousins, Ben Roethlisberger. Are these guys the best quarterbacks of all time? But they're doing way better than Brady. That's according to this reference.com thing. According to ESPN magazine, Tom has an unspectacular arm. He has unspectacular arm strength and virtually no athleticism. He's profited from unprecedented coaching, continuity, and brilliance. Is Tom Brady clutch? Yes, he is. The most clutch of all time? Not by a long shot. As with anything, you need to get the real scoop from the people that play the game. And when most NFL players were polled about who do they think is the best player or best quarterback in the league or most clutch quarterback in the league, the same name pops up. Who do you think I'm talking about? Mr. Discount Double Check, Aaron Rodgers. Let's see what they say about old Aaron, okay? He has the passing accuracy of Warren Moon and the athleticism of Steve Young, the big game mentality of Joe Montana, and a regular coaching staff, not known for two of the biggest scandals in NFL history. ESPN describes Rodgers saying he has pure arm talent and an atomic clock accuracy. Atomic clock! He has the ability to leverage the mobility in or out of the pocket and execute always in crunch time. Is anyone better than a two-time MVP and Hail Mary maestro Aaron Rodgers? He doesn't have Brady's tainted Super Bowl wins, but pound for pound, he's the best quarterback in the league, clutch or otherwise. ProFootballReferenceGuide.com has Rodgers ranked ahead of Brady and pass completion leaders for their career. So for his whole career, if you're talking who's the better passer, you're saying Aaron Rodgers is the better passer. That's according to ProReferenceGuide.com, a reputable source. Don't look away when I look at you. Rodgers ranked ahead of Brady and pass completion leader for his career. Even according to Stephen A. Smith, the biggest hater in all of the land, he said Aaron Rodgers is the most talented quarterback of all time. Now you know Stephen A. Smith. He's okay. Maybe you don't know him, but look on ESPN. Get a weird afro, kind of looks like Alf a little bit. Okay. This is okay, and he was saying he's the most talented ever, and he doesn't always have the most talented teams. You know, he's got pretty good teams. I mean, his receiving core is not the greatest. You know, they could revamp that whole squad pretty much, but one thing they can't get rid of is that guy right there. So Green Bay always competes. They always, you know, for the most part, they're usually in the playoffs almost every year, and they don't cheat. So that's just something to, all right. Is Tom Brady this is my conclusion. Is Tom Brady the most clutch quarterback of all time. Stats may say so, and so would Tyler. But deep in both of their hearts, they know those wins are tainted with the stench of cheating and tampering. Tom Brady is a cold, calculated cheater.
Yeah, that was pretty good.
I have so much to say.
That was the hater version.
I have so much like insanity right now.
That was amazing.
All right.
I like your.
It was entertaining.
I like the.
Courtney, I think you go kind of the right direction on this, although I think you need to set it up a little bit earlier and be a little bit clearer in the body of the speech when you're talking about it. In essence, there's no point in denying factual data about Brady's records and accomplishments and that sort of thing. The goal is to diminish them, to make them seem less significant or important. You know, remember we talked about the 3 Ds. You can deny, diminish, or dismiss. You make something seem less significant than it supposedly is. So that's kind of the direction that you're going on that. And I think that you have 2 or 3 good responses here. The one that there is cheating that's involved in his success. Second, that he has benefited from being in a system with a coach and continuity, and that it's not necessarily his accomplishments alone, especially when you look at his athletic talent, that there are problems with that. And third, that there is this is kind of a dismissal argument, that there's somebody else that if you were going to talk about clutch would fit into that category. So that's a good counterclaim on those points. You need to kind of make clear that that's where you're going at the beginning. You're having a lot of fun mocking Brady and making some comments and delivering like you were a preacher at the pulpit, haranguing people. But you got to get to the point a little bit faster. You gave a 10-minute and 17-second speech, and it was supposed to be 6. So basically, it's nearly double the time that you're going. And I think everybody enjoyed it. They're having fun listening to what you're saying. But you can get to the point and say it pretty quickly and say, look, Brady benefited because of cheating. We know that because we have Deflategate, which he was punished for, and everybody knows that he was guilty of that. We have it because of Spygate, which the team was punished for, and everybody knows that what's going on, that sort of thing. And he's not consistent. If he was consistent, how could he have lost to the Manning-led Giants, which were an inferior team each time? Because they couldn't cheat the way that they did with everybody else, because the Giants were an inconsistent team and you couldn't keep track of them. And so that's another kind of reinforcement of that particular point. And then the argument about his athletic talents, and say his arm's not particularly great, his athletic ability isn't particularly great. That's, I think, problematic. I think one of the things that you might point out is that the team, when he was gone, what was their record when he was suspended?
Still winning.
Yeah, they still won. The year that he was out for an injury, what was their record? They went 11-5. They missed the playoffs, but they went 11-5 and missed the playoffs. The notion that Tom Brady is responsible for their magnificence is overstated. And then make the argument that says there is in fact somebody else. And I think you've got a pretty good argument in favor of Aaron Rodgers here. Despite the fact that he doesn't have all of the Super Bowls that Brady has. I think there's one of those things that you also want to point out, and says those Super Bowl accomplishments are not accomplished by yourself. There are 52 other people that are getting credit for it, plus the coaches. And if you've got a good coaching staff and the right people around you and a good organization, let's face it, and I like the comparison that you made, if you drop Tom Brady onto the Cleveland Browns, they would suddenly not be competing for the Super Bowl. All right.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.